Hi and welcome to tonight's tutorial. I'm Pam Wrigley and I am a bridal hairstylist and makeup artist. And tonight I'm going to show you how to create this beautiful kind of textured bun that I did on one of my brides, not last weekend, the weekend before. And it was gorgeous because usually we do these buns that are quite low down in the nape of the neck. But this bun was a little bit higher. It was kind of sits about here on the head. So I thought that tonight would be a good opportunity to kind of show you how to create a bun that's a little bit higher. And my lady had long hair, but you could probably do this on somebody that's got medium length hair. If you have any questions as we go through tonight's tutorial, please just pop your questions into the chat box and I'll do my best to get back to you quickly. We've already done a little bit of hair prep. So our lady has had her hair curled and we've got a bit of volume in there. I would recommend maybe putting a little bit of mousse in your client's hair, curling the hair using your Style and Care lotion as your heat protector, and it also gives the hair a nice kind of gloss and a lovely kind of smooth finish. And then for a little bit of texture in the hair, just before you curl it, I use the Infinium hairspray, L'Oreal Infinium Strong Hold hairspray. You could use a setting lotion, that would probably do the same job. But really, we're just trying to get a little bit of, we don't want the hair to be too soft and too silky. So the hairspray just gives, if you're doing a half up, half down style, then the Style and Care lotion on its own would be fabulous. But when you want a little bit of grip in the hair, that's when you need something like the Infinium hairspray or or a setting lotion. So as I say, any questions, pop them into the chat box. And if you can't see anything today, I'm hoping you'll be able to see everything that I'm doing. But sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to kind of show you up close and in detail everything I'm doing, not all the different steps, but just get in touch if you have any questions. As I say, hi Adjoa, thank you for joining me. Or you can always join me on my online bridal hair course where we have lots of in-depth tutorials covering hair prep and hairstyling for all different hair lengths and hair types. Let's get started with tonight's style, shall we? So I've already created some height here and I've secured the hair, but you might notice that quite often I will secure the hair when we create these buns. I secure the hair a little bit lower, usually probably just on that occipital bone, just below that occipital bone, if you're going to do a nice low kind of bun in the nape of the neck. But today's bun's going to be a bit higher, so I've secured the height here on the crown, just a little kind of nudge higher. And we're going to bring everything back. Now your lady might want some little soft bits down. I don't have any short bits kind of cut into this practice head, so I'm just going to prop this hair up. So I'm going to bring, just for the purposes of the tutorial, I'm going to bring everything back and back to this kind of height here. So it's kind of coming kind of straight back rather than down and back. It's still just about covering her ear. So you're going to do both sides. Let me turn her around so you can see her. So you're going to, whoops, don't want to get all these wires caught. That's better. So both sides, again, this is where if you're having some little soft bits down, this is where you would kind of pull them out now. That's it. Oops, a little bit of a flower there. That's it. And secure that in position. And if you're not sure how I'm securing these sections, just let me get that little, I think that's a little bit of a, I did a style on this practice head. I don't know if you've watched it. I did a style where we actually put some gypsophilia into the hair. And we kind of did little floating gypsophilia, and I thought I'd taken it all out, but I hadn't because there's a little bit here. We did it with some floating gypsophilia, so she had this really pretty kind of flowers just dotted around the hair, and that's what that was there. Let's just get that out. That's it. Lovely. So we brought everything up and back a little bit. I should say we brought it all back and it's been brought up just a little bit. Then our padding. And if you want a big kind of chunky bun, you know, you could get away with using a much bigger piece of padding. So really the padding is great. Let's just check our questions. Hi, Louisa. Thank you for joining me. The padding is, let me get into the middle of the screen. That's better. The padding is fantastic for a couple of reasons. If you're working with somebody that's got a lot of thick, heavy hair, the padding's great because it means you can you're not using the padding to make the bun bigger. You're using the padding to give you an anchor to secure all the hair to. So it's not kind of on our client, all the grips aren't pulling tight and on her, kind of pulling into her hair. But if you've got a lady who has got very fine hair, then the padding bulks out the hair. So the padding it's a great kind of aid. So let's pick up our chunky sections. I'm sure if you've watched me before here on YouTube, you might have seen me creating these quick buns, whether you're working with long hair, long, thick, heavy hair, or short hair. I quite often use a little bit of padding, and I'm just securing. I popped a little pin in there. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can bring her a little bit closer. Let's see there. Can you see that little pin? And the pin, I've not pushed it all the way in, so it's just a prop, just to hold that hair in the right position until I'm happy with everything. Let's get our lady back on. If I can, that's it. So I'm going from one side to the other, and it's actually, sometimes you create these styles, and as you're doing them, you kind of don't intend to create the style, but you can create new styles just by kind of working with the hair, seeing where it wants to go, and just kind of being brave. Just 1 minute. The ends of this hair, this piece, are beginning to stick out here. So I'm going to secure that into position so that they can be out of the way. Where do I get my padding from? Good question. Thank you, Adjoa. So our padding it's just a simple, quite simply, a donut. And the donuts are great. We did used to create a lot of buns with donuts. Here, what I'm doing is bringing the hair into the padding, and I'm just going to secure the hair here. I'm actually going to secure it there, and then so it's almost going to be a bun that comes in and then comes out again. That's it. So we used to use the donuts, sorry, to create our buns. But the thing about it is, when you use the whole donut, they're quite inflexible in the shape. So you tend to end up with this kind of round bun, and you might not want it to be that round. So what you can do if you cut the donut up into pieces is gives you a little bit of flexibility. Lovely. It gives you a little bit of flexibility. I think I can push that pin in now so that you can kind of make the bun bigger or smaller depending on how much padding you use. Whereas the donuts, so all you need to do is get the donuts, cut them in half and unravel them, and then you get this fabulous kind of, you can do about 3 or 4 buns actually with one donut, because you get it when you unravel it, there's an awful lot of padding there. So now let me lift her up a little bit, because what I want you to do Let's check our questions again. That's it. What I want to do here is normally if we're creating a bun quite low in the nape of the neck, we will just kind of create this piece here and kind of twist it around. But here what we're going to do, we're going to lift it up. You see, I can ask her to look down, and I'm going to go into that donut, going to come out again and go over this piece of hair. I don't know if you can see that donut. Let me push that in, go back in. Let me come and show you. So that piece of hair has gone up. The piece of donut, sorry, the hair's gone up, the pin's gone in. We've taken that little bit of donut, little thread of that donut up and over that section. So it holds it up. Ooh, that's it. It holds it up, and you can see it means that we have a bun that sits a little bit higher. Really, really easy. So, you know, in the past, another way of doing this, you could create a ponytail a little bit higher, but this is like super easy. So I'm just going to take that over slightly to the side, bring this back, twist. I might lift that up a little bit higher. It might have been better. One little word of advice that I would recommend is what I've done. You can see I've secured it in the middle. And had I secured it more to one side, in fact, why don't I do that now? Let's just secure it. So I've gone in that direction, then let me bring this over here. So I'm going to secure it over to one side, go in, come out, do our up and our over. Actually, let me go the other way, into the donut, get a secure bit of that padding. Come out, come up, come over, back in. Normally you'd use a dark donut. And then all we need to do then is take that over with a nice little twist. Let's just prop that up a little bit. If you have a few flyaways, you know, that the styling care lotion, you can use at any point in the styling process. So you don't just have to use it at the beginning. So don't feel it's, you know, you can only use it for hair prep. So here I'm just taking this section over with a twist. You can loosen that twist as you go along, and I'm just using another strong hairpin just to prop it in position until I'm happy with where it's sitting. And we've got a gorgeous bun that's kind of a little bit higher than our usual bun. And the only thing we did different, I'm just going to tuck these ends in now. The only things, if you remember back to when we started the style, the hair prep's the same. All we've done that's different is when we created our height, we secured the hair a little bit higher. We brought our sections back and up a little bit rather than kind of down and back. We've got our padding in. We've covered our padding. And we've got a lovely bun that sits up a little bit. So it's not quite in the nape of the neck. It is a bit higher, and we can loosen it now. We can go in and pull these little bits out. But if your client wanted a bigger bun, you could maybe loosen it a little bit more, or of course you could simply use a bigger piece of padding. So that will help you then to control the size of the bun. And that's the kind of thing you would make a note of when you do the trial. You know, if the bun isn't quite big enough when you do the trial, you make a little note. So on the wedding day, you know exactly what you're doing. And if you're using a medium-sized piece, you know, medium-sized piece of padding, a small one or a big one, depending on the size of bun that you like and the amount of hair that your client has. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial on how to do a beautiful knotted bun that's a little bit higher than our usual nape of the neck bun. You put your accessories in there now and maybe a veil, and she's ready to go. So I hope you've enjoyed tonight's tutorial. And if you, hi Gabrielle, you're in Florida. God, I'd love to be in Florida right now. You know, in London, it's been grey and cold. We might get some sun later on in the week. I think it might hit 19 maximum. So I'm very envious. Enjoy that Florida sunshine. And I'll be here again, same time, same place next week, 7 p.m. if you're in the UK. I'm here same time, same place next week, and I hope you can join me. Thank you for joining me tonight. And if you haven't already subscribed, why not do it now? And don't forget to hit the notification bell. And I will see you, all you ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you next week. Thanks for joining me. Take care. Bye. Hi, Angela from London. See you next week. Bye.